All right, guys, it's time. The WR450F EL CHEAPO Project. It's been about 2 years since I bought this bike blown up for 500 bucks. And just to give you guys a quick overview, it looked like it got hot or low on oil. The cylinder was scarred, the piston was ruined. I already had a YZ450 cylinder on my shelf for my bike I had parted. So I bought a Pro X piston, a B piston, and put that 09 YZ cylinder on there. I had to get a battery and I had to get a bunch of gaskets because every time I would start this thing up and get ready to test it, inner clutch cover would be leaking, stator cover would be leaking. I put a water pump seal in it. I fixed a bunch of gaskets and stuff, and I had trouble getting it to start. And after reading online, all these guys were talking about in the forums on these bikes, you have to crack the throttle wide open twice. And I thought that was just blasphemy, crazy, but they are right, man. If you crack this throttle wide open twice, it starts almost every time. Crack it wide open, get the top dead center, give it a couple good kicks, it starts. So anyway, it doesn't run perfect. Sometimes it wants to die on hard throttle off idle. You can just tell it's not really running that good, and I don't know if that's because of the AIS. None of that's been removed on this bike, but that bike that I told you I had the cylinder for, that YZ, well, I have the carb for it too. The only problem is it's lost in my garage somewhere. I have to find it. I put it up on a shelf with plans to put it on this bike, and I just didn't get around to it because this carb is a pain to get to. You have to pop the subframe, remove the shock, all kinds of stuff to get to it. But I still plan on doing that and doing the $45 GYTR AIS removal kit. And hopefully that'll fix this bike a lot. But look at those fork seals, guys. Holy cow. But before I put any more money into this bike, I just want to ride it and make sure it's going to hold up and feels mostly okay besides that. It won't electric start. It tries to, but when I was putting that cylinder on, I think that B piston was just too big because I had a heck of a time getting my ring gap, getting the rings to even go inside of the cylinder, and I think it's just got too much compression. I'm hoping maybe once it wears in, it'll electric start. For now, I'm just gonna kick it. But yeah, enough of me talking, guys. It's been 2 years, and it's time to take this thing out and see what it's gonna do. So I'll strap on the GoPro and ride with me. Doesn't start, just crack it every couple kicks. Look at that, fires right up. Leave it choked while it warms up. I definitely want to remove the AIS kit, but I don't want to do anything that leads me to have to buy an exhaust. Definitely don't have the funds to buy an exhaust right now, for one thing. And secondly, I really don't want this bike to be loud. So if I did buy anything, it'd have to be like the SNF Q4. And still, that's a good bit louder than stock. Also, this freaking throttle gives you arm pump just riding around the yard. Like, it's not very easy to turn at all, so I'm gonna take that apart and clean it. Put some white grease on it. See, it's already died. What up? Crack it, crack it. Crack it, crack it. And now my kickstand's sinking in the earth. I have to turn the idle up just a little bit. I don't remember which way is the correct way.
does that thing where it idles up and down like a lot of car bikes do. Could have an air leak somewhere. I really don't know. So yeah, guys, I've had this in the yard. I've had it up and down the road in front of my house, but I've never had this bike. Well, I have had it in the field once, but I've never had it out on a trail until today. Oh man, the leaves have covered up everything. You can't see any of the trail. Rear tire is not in awesome shape. I wonder if I can set my odometer. Reset. Okay. Another thing about this, I don't even know if it's going to be viable as a trail bike or not, because it gets hot, man. Now all these, like the 6 to 9 generation YZ450s, what I'm familiar with, I think the WR was like 7 to 15 or 8 to 15 or something. They all got hot. So I don't know, but it just seems so hot, much hotter than normal to me. I can't remember from back in that, in 07, 08, 09, if this is normal, if it caused any problems. It lugs pretty good. Definitely gonna need a gearing change for single track. On my bike, I can come down that hill and barely touch the brakes. On this one, I'm like locked up on both of them. Oh, it looks like this loop, according to the odometer, is a 1/4 mile. This off-camber section's tough enough when you can see the dirt. Definitely not as nimble as the KTM 350s that I rode single track on last week, but not that bad. But if I do keep this bike, it's not going to take the place of a pure single track bike. My KX250 is going to be the pure single track bike for now. This is going to take the place of what I really want, which is a 500 EXC. I just want to be able, I'm gonna plate this and everything. I just want to be able to take it on short trips on the road, reliably, comfortably, and still be able to find trails like this and survive them. I'm not asking for it to perform like a dedicated single track bike on them. I just want to be able to survive the trail. Just let's face it, if I find trails like this on a DR650, it'd be very tough to survive it. Alternate path. I've been wanting to come out and test this thing for so long, guys, but it's like when I have so much going on, and I have my 450 I'm doing motocross on, and I have my KX250 I'm racing woods on, and I'm riding dual sports, and than on the DR, pavement on the Versus. This thing's just been pushed to the back and the back and the back. The other good thing about these is the wrench rabbit kits you can find on clearance everywhere. If I were to ever need to rebuild it, I can probably find a wrench rabbit kit for around 500 bucks. Rebuild the whole motor on this thing. I probably couldn't find a crank for a KTM for that. Good place to stop and tie my shoe. Got a couple miles on it. See how easy it starts here in a second. I want to implement this log because it's old, it's dead, but it's still super solid. I want to implement it into the path somehow. Like, probably just cross over it right here. All right, got my shoe tied. Now let's see if this thing kickstarts. It's running hot, but don't see anything crazy about it. Let's see if I'm able to kickstart this thing without putting the kickstand down. Because I'll be on a lot of trails where I just can't do that. All right, crack it twice. Surely I won't have to do that when I get that YZ carb. Oh, let's get down here to some flat. Kind of defeating the purpose though, because I need to make sure I can start this thing anywhere. Like I said, the goal is to put enough time, get some wear on the motor to where the electric start will work. And if it still won't work after that, I gotta figure out why. All right, let's try that other trail. I think it's right through here. It's down here. Whoa. And then cut up this way. Trees, past this fence. Good trail, it just needs broken in. Just spun all the way up that. All right, here's where it gets off camera and tricky. I'm just spinning. Spinning. Holy cow. Well, I made it. I don't think I've rode these backwards yet. I need to try that. Let's try it backwards. Now it's kind of revving up a little bit. Oh. Obviously, if I keep this, I'm gonna get some kind of fan kit. I want it running as cool as possible. Okay, down the hill here. Trying to slide my rear wheel to move some of these leaves. Around this edge, roots, rocks. This thing could be real nice with a Recluse. Like, Recluse is just so much nicer, because if you're on a big bike like this and you don't have a Recluse, you can never take your hand off the clutch. Never. So you never have a full grip on the bars. Here we go. What a sweet trail. So weird, I've never seen it this direction. Through here. Super cool. No issues yet with this thing. 3 miles on it. It's a good sign. A Recluse, man, I could just tractor through this stuff. See if I can find a used one. Whoa! Had to put my foot down, couldn't get my foot on the brake, and almost didn't get it back. Still got some trimming to do over in here. Getting to where it's idling kind of high, but then if I play with the clutch, it idles down. All right, let's reverse it and go back the way. Go back the original way. Now it's starting to feel pretty freaking hot. I wish I had a temp gauge. That's something else I'll have to get at some point. I'll probably do this loop and then take it over somewhere a little more open. Let some air run through it. My freaking shoe is untied again. So annoying. don't know if I just have that much air in this tire or it's just that bad. If I don't initiate the spin, I do okay, but it starts spinning, I'm stopped. Surely that's air pressure. Sweet. I can't get too far from the house because I don't have anybody on standby to pick me up today. But I can at least go down here to the turn track and get some airflow. I really do think that YZ carb, if I can just find it, will fix 90% of these problems with the idling, hopefully with the starting. It's definitely warm, but it doesn't feel like about the grenade warm. Turn track actually looks pretty good. Because we've got huge rains coming in this afternoon, if you can't tell by the sky. Probably won't be able to ride here for a few days. Man, this might be a good bike. This might be a viable option to replace the 500 EXC, at least while I'm broke anyway. So figure out that throttle assembly, whether it be just clean it and grease it or just replace the darn thing. Do the fork seals. Decent 18-inch tire on the rear, which I already have. Swap the YZ carb after I find it in my garage. Probably ride it a little bit more, and then add some kind of like Trail Tech Voyager or something that will give me temp readings and all that stuff. In fourth right there. I'm in third. Let's see how it pulls from an almost stop. Pulls right out in third, no issue. Now yeah, I can tell it's very, very chugged up. So yeah, AIS removal kit when I do the YZ carb, and the fan kit. Gotta find out who makes those. Might have a sweet machine here, guys. This will be my 4-man's 500 EXC, and my KX will have to do as a 4-man's KTM XC. Until I can get you more, you guys viewing the channel, and blow it up a little bit, and I can afford to get some orange bikes. Hint, hint. Actually kind of having fun on this thing, man. And when I say that, I mean I usually ride my motocross bike out here, going way faster than this. But I'm actually kind of having fun. Sometimes the bike holding you back is another challenge and makes it fun in a different way. Slippery right there. All right, let's go hit another trail. I want to build some hill climbs and some trails up this mountain. Little thick. This is something I'm gonna need to definitely scope out with the saw beforehand, or I'm gonna get miserably stuck somewhere. For sure. Need to come up and burn them trees. big tree fell. I had a pass mode over in there too. I'm gonna get to it now. Guys, I think I'm going to loop back around the way I came and head back to the garage and check this thing over. If it looks good, I'm going to say it was a success. I'll have just shy of 10 miles on it by then. With no hiccups, hopefully. Yep, recluse would be nice. See, the electric start's a problem. I need it to work for me to be able to get this thing out of precarious positions in single track and stuff. I don't really need the KX250 to have it because it's so easy to kickstart. One kick every time it fires up. This thing, you have to get a good kick on it, and sometimes still it won't fire up. So, I really need this electric start to work. If this electric start won't work, then I at least need a recluse so I don't stall it in the first place. If I can't get at least one of those, it definitely won't be a viable option. So I don't know. I'll go back and start looking and doing some. It's done so good. It's done really good so far. Let's just go ahead and take it down the road a little ways. Oh man, cruise is nice at 45. Not even giving it gas. If I can find a bike with this kind of
All right, guys, now this is the hottest it's ever been. So if it would ever start electrically, this is when it would do it. Let's just see. Two cracks. Oh, I feel like it almost wanted to go. Oh, it almost went, guys. Probably gonna wear out the starter. I don't know, guys. It acted like it almost wanted to. Maybe I'm getting closer. But yeah, there's about 12 miles on it, guys, and I saw no issue. So put this thing on the tender, get that battery cranked back up, get it looked over, and think we might be safe to go ahead and do the fork seals and put a decent tire on it and that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching, thanks for riding with me, and yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on this El Cheapo project. Just a reminder, I have $770 in this bike right now as we speak. The bike that you saw me ride today is a $770 bike with probably about 6 or 8 or 10 hours of my personal labor. So yeah, just shows you that if you want to get into riding bad enough, you can do it. These deals are out there. So thanks, guys. Later.